and he has a very good background in it, right? Where he's done action and he's done all these different things that would lead you to believe that he'll do the position, he'll do the role justice. The other what's what I'm looking for? The other candidate that I have for Liu Kang is Remy He, I think is how you say the last name. He's a kid. He's going to be in Spider-Man Far From Home in an as yet undisclosed role. Hopefully he actually plays a named, reputable villain or character. But if you recognize the name, he was in Crazy Rich Asians, and he was also the prince, right, the crown prince in the Marco Polo series, right? And so he can play, he does the martial arts, right? I mean, even if that's not a background that he has, he did, 2 seasons of it, right? Where he trained and did his best in terms of portraying that physicality. And he is, Harry Shum is a better, I would say stunt actor, but Remy He has a better pedigree as far as an actor. So if you're looking to have more of some of this gravitas in the lead role, Remy He is a way to go, right? And in my mind, I think that as I go on to the other castings, I think that this Mortal Kombat movie, if it's gonna set stuff up, that it shouldn't be like too loaded with characters, but they gotta kind of lean into some of the lore and mythology. It can't just kind of be bare bones like the first one was, or because what happened is the first one was bare bones, didn't introduce a ton of characters, and then the second one came out and a whole plethora of new wow stuff. I'm talking about Cyberlink Quay and I mean it was just wild, the second one, right? Like they didn't dive into the lore in the first one to even explain the fact that Sub-Zero or Scorpion either one of them came from a ninja clan. So that was part of the issue. So as I go forward now, right, with the rest of the casting, part of what I'm saying is, the whole reason I said that is because Kung Lao should be in the first movie. And if I'm going with Kung Lao, I want kind of, instead of MK11, where he's kind of almost like Liu Kang's junior and like his, I don't know, like his lackey, like, I don't know, his second in command kind of, I would rather Kung Lao be an older brother figure who is jealous of the innate talent that his younger brother possesses, right? And if I was going to go with that, I would say Will Yun Lee, right? The most prominent role that comes to mind right now is his role in the Wolverine, the second movie in the Wolverine trilogy. Not Wolverine Oranges, not Wolverine Origins, not Logan, but the movie in between, Wolverine, which was set in Japan. He played, I think, Harada. Last name Harada. I don't know. It's escaping me what his first name is. I think Shin Harada. Anyway, he's a man in his 30s. He has a Taekwondo background. I think he's actually Korean, if I'm not mistaken. But he could play an angsty, kind of bitter, well-developed martial arts guy who, is jealous of his younger, more talented contemporary. I mean, both from the same temple, this and that, blah, blah, blah. All right, moving on. Sonya Blade. Sonya Blade from the first two films was wrongly cast because you couldn't believe that either one of those chicks could fight their way out of a wet paper towel, right? And Sonya Blade is supposed to be some special ops badass, right? Like, she's supposed to be able to whoop tail, because I'm not going to curse too much, whoop tail up and down the Mortal Kombat tournament, right? Spec ops, I should say. And, she's Lieutenant Commander Sonya Blade, you know what I mean? She's not supermodel Sonya Blade. So with that being said, Gina Carano. Gina Carano comes from an impressive MMA as well as WWE background. And before you say that, she can't act to save her life, granted. But the same was said about The Rock. The same was said about John Cena. The same was said about Batista. All of them have improved with the more roles that they've gotten. Gina Carano is the same, I think, right? She can do the physicality. Again, she's a martial artist at heart. She can portray what Sonya Blade should be portraying, which is a female badass that you wouldn't want to meet or you wouldn't want to be on the other end of a punch from, right? As to go along with that, as Major Jax Briggs, Michael J. White. Simple. Very, very simple. He is the baddest. He is, pound for pound, the single baddest man in Hollywood. Hard stop. If you present me with someone who you think can whoop his ass, and I will tell you you're smoking. Because Michael J. White, even, I think he's in his 50s, even being as old as he is a rare physical specimen. And he's almost a 10th degree black belt in 2 different karate styles. Kyokushin and Shotokan, if I'm not mistaken. I might be putting my foot in my own mouth. But he is a legitimate martial arts master. Right? Like, even in movies like Triple Threat, where he's going against Iko Uwais and Tony Jaa, he has to slow down. Even when he's going against guys like Ray Park, who was freaking Darth Maul, right? And Toad from the first X-Men. Even when he's in movies going against guys like that, he has to slow himself down, dumb his abilities down. And the fight scenes suffer for it because you can literally see him pulling his punches. That's the level of martial artist this guy is. Bump the acting part, even though he could, if you create the character in a certain kind of way, right? Not a campy kind of way, but in a witty kind of, because Sonya Blade is going to be kind of hard, right? Like, she's going to be a hardline female. She needs a softer, witty foil for that. And Michael J. White does comedy well. If you've ever seen I Think I Love My Wife, no, not I Think I Love My Wife, completely different series. Why Did I Get Married and Why Did I Get Married 2? You see he can do comedy very well. Right? And I mean, other than Johnny Cage in the main hero cast, no one else is going to be will really be bringing that. So speaking of Johnny Cage, I'll present a guy who will be meta as F to play Johnny Cage, because he's a B-list, C-list martial arts action star playing a C-list martial arts action star, and that's Scott Adkins. And Scott Adkins, for action movie, buffs like me and other people, that name will ring bells. Boy, God. I mean, the guy, other than Michael J. White, he's one of the only other guys in Hollywood that can actually do what the hell he's trying to do. And doesn't need a stunt double to do 720 tornado kicks. Like, he don't need a stunt double to do that. Right? Like, he's one of those cats. And yeah, it would be the perfect casting. I don't know if he could pull off the a-hole, self-centeredness that a character like Johnny Cage needs. But in terms of fitting the role, feeling like an actor who is well past his due because of his martial arts acumen, I mean, literally Scott Adkins is that. Like, people don't even know. People say, oh man, he should play somebody in MCU. Guess what? He was in MCU as a freaking fodder henchman in Doctor Strange, one of Caecilius's men, and got killed off. Like, he doesn't get the respect he deserves in the movie biz, honestly. He's a lot like MJW. Before I get into the two ninjas that we all love, I'll get into some of the villains. Specifically, I'd like the Deadly Alliance to be set up from Jump Street. So I'm talking about Quan Chi, Shang Tsung. They have to be set up from Jump Street as Shao Kahn's lackeys and as his main weapons to take over Earthrealm. And to fill those roles, you need guys who not only, like, when you talk about acting chops, the villains really have to be the ones that bring that. I honestly feel that way. Where the physicality part, cool, but the acting chops, the gravitas, because they're going to be monologuing and stuff, those need to be done well. So for Quan Chi, Tom Wu. Now for those who don't, again, Tom Wu is another alumni of Marco Polo. But he was basically the number one character in Marco Polo everyone loved, and that was Hundred Eyes, right? The blind master of Marco Polo and the whole, Mongol empire, like their martial arts instructor. And and he usually is typecast, other than Marco Polo, in all his movies that he played in, Hong Kong cinema and all those other places that he's done movies in. He's always been a villain. He's typecast as a villain. He just has that angular face. Slap a little bit of pale green face paint on that, and you have your Quan Chi. And when it comes to the physicality part, a little else needs to be said. As far as for Shang Tsung, a lot of people will say they want Kerry Tokugawa back. He's too daggone old to be playing Shang Tsung. Honestly, and again, this is where you need the gravitas, as he'll probably be, villain 1A while Quan Chi is villain 1B. You need the gravitas. And to bring that, Daniel Day Kim, right? I mean, it's harder to find a more perfect role, a more perfect guy to play that role. As far as the martial arts part, I'm not sure. No, I'm not going to sit here and assume every Asian actor in Hollywood knows martial arts. I don't know. But that's not the part I'm worried about. Because Shang Tsung's going to have tons of makeup on anyway. But yeah, moving on, because this video has gotten way too long already. I'm going to blaze through the rest of them. Baraka, Kung Lee. Little else needs to be said. If you don't know who Kung Lee is, he's usually a jobber in Hong Kong movies. He was like the big bad monk from Into the Badlands season 2 that was whooping Sonny's butt up and down. Crazy MMA record, wild sidekick, like literally his spinning sidekick is one of the best in martial arts history. So Baraka. Melina, Rila Fukushima, she's another alumni from the Wolverine movie. She played, I guess you could say, Lady Deathstrike, the Japanese chick with the really kind of alien-like face and head with the red hair from the Wolverine. I think she'd do a dope Melina, because again, she's not the prettiest chick in the world, all respects to her. And the jealousy part that Melina needs, I think she'd be able to play really well, because she did it basically in Wolverine. And then, I guess that'll just bring me back to the main cast, which is Kitana, Sub-Zero, and Scorpion. For Kitana, again, I'm going back into this Marco Polo well. Olivia Shang. She played she played concubine turned assassin in Marco Polo. She's also been in Arrow, and if I'm not mistaken, Doom Patrol. I might be mistaken on that. But yeah, she's definitely been in Arrow very recently. I like her acting chops. I like the action that she can pull. And even though she's a bit older than either Remy He or Harry Shum, she's still sexy as all get out. So, Katana. Scorpion, Hanzo Hisashi. Hiroyuki Sanada. You know him from The Last Samurai, Wolverine. The random Yakuza guy, I mean, he was so wasted on this role, but the random Yakuza guy that Hawkeye killed in Avengers Endgame, a Japanese actor with great acting chops and will play Scorpion incredibly well. And then to round it off, actually I'll do both Sub-Zeros. Sub-Zero and then Tundra, his younger brother. For Sub-Zero, Joe Taslim. Bihan, Sub-Zero 1, Joe Taslim. He has the serious face, and he has that kind of brutality and extreme way of being that you'll need for Bihan, who eventually turns into Noob Saibot. And again, obviously, I mean, with his martial arts acumen, that doesn't need to be said or talked about. And then Louis Tan, or Louis Tan, or however you want to pronounce it. This guy is, again, underserved. Should have been the casting for Iron Fist, but instead he was some throwaway jobber guy, Drunken Fist, that actually outshined probably the best fight scene in season 1 of Iron Fist. But again, he should have been the main character. Also was a very integral role in Into the Badlands season 2 and season 3. Ended up surviving the whole damn thing. Great look. Improving acting acumen, as well as dope martial arts skills. So yeah, I mean, this mostly turned to a fan cast video, but I'm pretty happy with it. Again, this is my first video. These will continue to improve. At the end of the day, I'm stoked wherever they get. Hopefully, some of these ring true, because again, these casting choices, they fit. They fit money-wise. They fit thematically. They fit even story mode-wise. Story mode, like it's a game. But these fit. As far as Shao Kahn, Goro, we'll get into those later. I mean, maybe. Ooh, Kano too. Damn. I have to do two casting videos. Anyway, this is Dazbone signing out. Thank you for joining me. Appreciate it. Peace.